Hi everyone, welcome back to CrochetRocks. Tracy here, and this is a sofa Saturday. Won't be able to do it on a Sunday, so I'm going to do a Saturday. Luckily, both days over the weekend start with S, so we're fine. So I've got quite a few whips to show you. I didn't bring any of my finished objects in, but they're only in the next room, so I dare say I'll pause it at some point and bring some in because well, there's not that many. Well, there is, but I've given most of them away, so it doesn't really count. But I've had quite a few things on the go of late, and quite a lot of things that I want to start. And I know I've got some UFOs going around. I've got the stall cover, which every time I look at that stall, I think that's nearly finished. I ought to get that done. When I move into my big yarn room at the back, that's going to be so much easier because I'll have bigger work areas and everything else. And things get buried in this house because it is small. So things that I'm working on, I tend to think, oh, one day I'll come across something and think, oh, I should do that. But it's not all of the things I need to do it are in one place, so it's going to be a lot easier. And I'm sitting in front of you wearing this poncho, and it was a good idea at the time, but I'm getting rather warm. You know me, I don't like being hot, so I don't quite know what possessed me to do it, but it is my favourite poncho. It's like wearing a sumptuous blanket. And I went out last night with it on because it was just so cosy. And in a way, I'm not sure if the poncho that I'm making will end up like this. I didn't make it round neck, but it's easy to put a polar neck kind of thing on it. I'm going to take this off, so I'm just going to pause it for a second. Oh, that's better. I was getting a tad warm. So I won't show you my poncho just yet because I need to cool down. But I've made all of my squares, and this is my snowflake square that I've just recently done a tutorial for, and it's going to be a blanket, and that will be up soon. All I've got to do now is join them and get going on the border. So that's that will be a FO. Now this is my adult kind of pixie elf Grinch hat, whatever you want to call it, and I've been waiting on finding I told you things go missing around here. I've been waiting on finding my pom-pom makers, which I now have. They're all in this bag. I got this bag a long time ago, free with some kind of Christmas toiletries, and I figured, wow, I can keep all my pom-pom makers and stuff in there. But like I said, got buried, so now they're found, that can get done. So I will show you my poncho next because it's such a cumbersome big thing. Now I did show this the other day as I was doing my rocks chat. Can't figure out what way around it is now. It's because it's hairy, and I want to make sure that I don't undo any of it when I put it on. It's such a silky soft poncho. It's beautiful. It's made with latte cakes, and that's when it was. I was showing it when I was doing my yarn of the week, because the yarn of the week is Karen, and I have latte cakes as well as other, but it's just the softest, and it, instead of making me feel instantly hot like the blanket one, it's kind of soft and silky, so it doesn't, but it's still warm nevertheless. But this is it. I've not finished it yet, but I might, as I say, do a polar neck, or I might not. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one, but that's I would say 3/4 finished, maybe at least half finished. And I've not done any more of it because I've been getting stuck into Christmas stuff like this. But I've also started this, and this is quite time consuming, so I can't really show you too much of that at this moment in time, so I don't really want to give too much away. But I'm not sure if I have enough red yarn. I found my red hook, which I'm so happy about. The hook I was using originally, although it was a branded hook and it was a really nice one, I kept losing my stitches, and in the end I threw it across the room because I was so angry where it was happening and I couldn't understand it. And I found that hook, and ever since then everything has been fine. So I've still got the bag, no further forward with it, but I'm not putting it away. It's not going to become a UFO. It's going to get finished. I've been making hats, copious amounts of hats. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this one yet, but I had this idea. This has got 2 different stitches on it, which you can see if you hold it, but when you have it up close it's not that easy to see. But I might give them to homeless charities, because I have been making rather a lot of hats and I don't think they'll all be worn. What else have we got? Now this was a cowl, and I have shown you this before, but I made 2, one for the tutorial. I'm gonna sneeze, guys. Now I'm red in the face. Do apologise. I've been really sneezing a lot this morning, and I don't know if I'm coming down with something or if it's just the dust where I was sorting out the caravan yesterday with Gary and racking up and stuff like that. Anyway, this is a cowl that I made some time ago, and I made 2. I made one and then I did a tutorial, so they've got 2 identical ones, and I'm not sure if the other one's in the bag, but I'm going to sew them together. I'm going to turn it into a bag because I like the fur, the edging, and well, it's sort of fringing, and I think it'll make a really cool bag, so I'm going to do that. And then I was doing that shrunk yarn thing, and I wanted to see how it worked up, and it wasn't until I started doing this that I got to halfway and the amount of flecks in the yarn suddenly increased, and they increased in colour. So you can see a clear line where you've got one kind of dye lot number and then the other. So this highlights how you've got to watch it when you're using yarns, what you do. So this was a bag I was started to make, but I'm going to undo it because there's just, although it was just a shopping bag, I wasn't happy when I saw it, and I was beavering away, and there's lots of different stitches in this one. They're all different textures. I kind of changed stitch ongoing, and yeah, so I'm not keen on it now. I'm going to have to undo half of it and do something. So then a little while ago I did a star stitch tutorial, because I have a little technique that makes the star stitch a lot easier. Hard to see it on this yarn, but there it is. And this was a blanket I was making. I've just dropped the yarn. I have to make sure I pick that up in a minute. So I need to finish that off, and I also was doing a scarf or cowl with it, and I've got enough of that yarn to do both, so I'll have to finish that. It would be a very warm one, very. So a little while ago, oh, there's the other one, so I will put them together and do that bag because I think it'll look quite cute. Now a little while ago I made a round, and I was showing how to, on my absolute beginners course, how to do a perfect round with very little seam showing, and using the magic ring. And so I'm going to do something with those because I have 4 of these, and I've only got that amount of this yarn left, but I'm thinking of doing something with those, making a project, but that can wait because I've got so many Christmassy things on the go. So I did a tutorial for my hat, my newborn hat. I'm gonna have to blow my nose. Are we rolling? Yes, we are. So yeah, I did the newborn hat, and as you can see, it is pretty small, but strangely enough, when we put it on River, it really did stretch. So yeah, it's actually, I should just rename it Child's beanie, elf hat beanie, whatever I called it. So I started first off making this one, and this was the Santa hat. Now I wasn't happy with the way like my stitch count worked and everything else, although it, when I put it on, it fits perfectly, and I need to put a fluffy white pom-pom on there, which I do have some, but I will keep this one for me. And then I started this one working on the stitches, and I like this one so much better. It works out so much better, so that's the one that I will work with, which you can make in that color scheme. You know, it could be a Santa hat, can be an elf hat, and it can also be just a winter hat if you make it in different colors. It doesn't have to be Christmassy at all. This is going to fall off. Be glad when I can do this in the other room eventually and have a proper area. So I made this cowl for myself, and I'm going to be wearing this very soon because it's freezing now. Absolutely freezing. And I made this with the colour twist yarn, which is on special offer in my shop, which is www.hobbyrocks.co.uk. And I made this with the I can't remember what colour it is, what the colour name is. No, it's gone out my head, but this was the one that I bought first off before I even stocked it, and I liked it a lot. So I made this one for me. And then I started, and here is the colour twist yarn. You lose the bag in a minute. I started on a pair of fingerless gloves, and it's just a plain stitch, and I do need to finish them. So if I put it on, you'll see I've got up to kind of there, but I do need to finish those, and I've got a thing in my head for another pair that I want to make. I've got a pattern in my head, and this is another pair that I started making for somebody who wants a pair of long ones. So I'm making this from the Boho Spirit, which is absolutely gorgeous colours, and this one is going to be long, so it'll cover the arm, and I'm almost at the point. I've been doing the decreasing, because obviously an arm is a shaped thing, you know, you can't just go straight. Well, you can, but you know, so I've been doing shaping, and now I'm almost at the edge of the wrist to start doing the hand part, but that's made with the Boho Spirit. I can't remember the name of that one, but that again is on special offer in hobbyrocks.co.uk. Now I made this one with velvet yarn, and I bought these pom-poms, and they are brilliant pom-poms. They're like press studs, so you can just take it off, you sew the popper on, and you can just put it back. And so if you want to take it off for washing, it's nice and easy. Now I did get the hairdryer out and give this a blast, but I still don't think it's floppy enough. But it actually, when it's on, it does look pretty nice. So I got a pack of those, and I bought a pack of those because I hoped that I'd be able to use that for this, which is my ear flap beanie. And because these colours are in there, I thought I could use that pom-pom for this as well, which does look like it'll be a good thing. So that's the back, and this is the front, but that's my ear flap beanie. And I made this with Boho Spirit Chunky, which I think they've discontinued. I just happen to have some in my personal stash. Isn't it gorgeous colours though? They're absolutely crazy if they had discontinued that, but I can't see it anywhere on the site when I buy my yarn. Now I've still got this on the go, and I will hopefully get this finished, which is this one and this one. I'm going to keep a bit stum about it because if I finish it, it's for somebody. And then I was, you know, as I said, I've been making hats, and this one was for Paul, but I'm not really keen on the brim because I made one for Tyler and I made one for Harley, and they've both got their hats now. They look absolutely cute in them, but they've got a tight brim, whereas this one's got quite an a front post back post brim, whereas the other one's all front post. But when I tried it on this hat, for some reason it was curling up, but and so was it when I did this one, but it stopped. So I might just leave this as it is, but I do have another one to make. I've got to make Alfie one now. What else have we got in here? Oh yes, I made a cowl, and I still haven't done the tutorial for this stitch, which I was going to do when I was playing around with all those different stitches. So this one I just made with 2 colours of yarn and kind of alternated. So that's that one. I'll show you. It's quite pretty, but obviously I've not finished that yet. And then I don't know if I remember, I was making the moss stitch one of all these pretty colours, but this spaghetti did put me off rather. And I don't know if I will. It was going to be a blanket, but it's getting a bit endy. That's the trouble with changing colour every round. And then there's this. I did start. Remember, I was doing this kind of scarf that goes like that round the back, and then comes. You know, I can't really show you, but you get my drift. It comes that if this was the back of you, then that goes around the back of your head, and it will come down into a little point, obviously, and then the scarf goes that way. But I haven't done any more of that because I'm not sure if I like it. And I was making that with the Cabaret, Stylecraft Cabaret. I do sell lots of Stylecraft Cabaret. It's a very popular yarn, and it's discounted at the moment in my store. This is not a current colorway. Oh, I hate that word, colorway. It's color scheme is a far better word. It's one that was discontinued, but I've got lots of it, so I figured I'd use it up. So those I believe are most of my current whips, unless there's some more knocking around, which is likely. But I've got enough on the go, don't you think? So my next order of business then is to make the pom-pom for this hat, because I don't have any red ones. Because I figured, as I'd started the brim in red and then the hat's green and white, then the pom-poms should be red, and then I can get a tutorial done for it. I really like this one. It's kind of cute. Cool. It is. Anyway, I hope you're all beavering away, getting your work done. I know there's whips here that I have other whips that I've not shown you, and my completed objects. I can't find some of them. I made those hats and I cannot find my hats. I made a scarf that was glitzy. The tutorial was up. I called it the, oh, I can't remember now, interlocking, I don't know. Anyway, it's very pretty, lacy kind of scarf. Heaven knows what I've done with that. I made a blanket for a baby, which is, I know where that is. That's the only thing I know where it is. So there's lots and lots of finished objects. Been doing quite a few tutorials lately. If I can remember, in the description box below, I'll put a link and a list of all my current tutorials and some Christmas ones, because YouTube's a funny thing, you know. It only shows you what's current, really. I guess you get some older ones pop up on your news feeds, but it's not like I can share it out, you know, like on Facebook you can say share something old, whereas on here it's once it's on, it's just in a timeline and it may never be seen again, or not at the right time. So I'll just, if I can remember, do a link I did do a collection of tutorials in a video once. I haven't done that for quite some time. It takes a lot of working out that, but I will if I can remember, I will do a list of current tutorials, and oh yeah, that's my yarn that fell on the floor, and some old ones that might be of interest around Christmas time. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, take care, and keep up your good work, and hopefully some of these will be finished objects soon. Bye for now.